Dear audience, today I present a topic called planting system and spacing. Introduction. Once the site for establishing of mulberry garden is decided, the land is prepared before mulberry planting. If the place needs to be freshly prepared, the ground is cleared by removing the existing plants along with their roots. The ground is then levelled. If the site is selected is thickly populated with trees or is a mountainous area, there is a possibility of a large number of used trees, the roots of which are very difficult to remove. In such cases, after removing the branches, the stems are left behind. If for 3 years continuously, newly formed shoots on these stems are cut into 2 or 3 times, the heavy stems will get dried and subsequently die. This method is convenient and is often adopted while establishing new mulberry gardens. Since the roots of mulberry plants grow very deep in the ground, it is necessary to plough the soil into deep. In other words, the soil should be reversed and mixed with a large quantity of organic substances. The acidity should be carefully checked and, if necessary, lime should be mixed in the soil. Usually, mulberry is planted in spring season. At times, it is also planted in autumn season. In India, propagation through cuttings is the most common method. The mulberry plantation can be established by cutting directly in the field. Using saplings has got many advantages over direct plantation of cuttings. Saplings are the rooted cuttings used as planting material. Realizing the importance of initial establishment of mulberry garden by using saplings, more and more farmers are preferring saplings for the establishment of their mulberry garden. To facilitate large scale production of saplings on a commercial scale as an economic enterprise, the Central Sericulture Research and Training Institute CSR&TI, Mysore has prepared a technology package of practices. In any perennial crop, initial establishment plays an important role in subsequent growth and yield of mulberry is not an exception to this. Mulberry being a vegetatively propagated perennial crop in commercial cultivation, to perpetuate the parental characters, the mulberry garden is generally established through stem cutting. Suitable planting methods, thorough cuttings have been evolved for rain-fed system of cultivation. However, due to variation in soil moisture status, fluctuation in temperature and non-adoption of recommended methods of planting by farmers, the initial establishment is not satisfactory and variation in crop stand, large number of gaps, etc. are the common features seen in new garden. As an alternate method, planting of saplings instead of cuttings is very important from the point of below mentioned objectives. Planting of nursery grown plants are the surest method of artificial regeneration on poor and barren lands. Success of roadside avenue plantation depends largely on planting tall and sturdy plants which can be only obtained from nursery. Some important varieties do not seed every year. Plantation of these varieties can be raised annually only by showing all the available seeds in nursery to raise seedlings to be planted out various years. Some varieties grow very slowly, and if the seeds of these varieties are shown directly in plantation, the saplings are mostly like to be suppressed by weeds and ultimately killed. Therefore, slow growing varieties are generally raised in nursery and planted out only when the saplings are not liable to be damaged by weeds. casualties in plantation had to be replaced either for the year of planting or in the next year. Sowing done in the gaps is liable to be unsuccessful as a result of suppression from weeds and cannot catch up the growth as from original sowing. Therefore, replacement of casualties is always done by planting nursery grown plants or stems, and so nursery is very essential for casualty replacement also. By this method, weeds can be totally arrested as they do not get sunlight. Thus, no weeding is required throughout the nursery period, which saves huge expenditure on manual weeding. Since there are no weeds to be compete with the growing mulberry saplings, they get the maximum soil nutrients, resulting in high vigor and growth, producing quality saplings. Unlike other methods, irrigation can be reduced to 50% as the polythene cover over the soil significantly reduces the soil temperature and prevents water evaporation, thus conserving soil moisture. In this method, about 2.30 to 2.4 lakhs saplings can be produced per hectare in 4 months period with an increased average income of 50,000 over the other methods. Plantation of some varieties when raised by direct sowing are not so successful when raised by transplanting their seedling. In such cases, nursery is an essential part of artificial regeneration to these varieties. Land preparation for irrigated mulberry garden. When establishing a new plantation, certain actions need to be implemented to ensure the long term success of the plantation. One of these actions involves the initial land preparation, which should be done prior to transplanting of the plant material. The purpose of land preparation is to provide the necessary soil condition which will enhance the successful establishment of the young shoots or the tissue culture plant received from the nursery. Land should be prepared by deep plowing up to a depth of 10 to 12 inches in order to loosen the soil before planting, taking advantage of the pre-monsoon showers during April to May. Therefore, the land may be plowed once or twice with a light plow or country plow to bring the soil to a fine tilt. The land should be properly leveled. Afterwards, a basal dose of organic manure like compost or farmyard manure, means FIM, should be applied at the rate of at least 10 tons per hectare for rain-fed and 20 tons per hectare for irrigated mulberry garden. Finally, the manure should be properly incorporated into the soil by plowing and the land level and made ready for planting during the monsoon rains of June to July. It must be stressed here that application of basal dose of organic manure like compost or cattle manure is essential for successful initial establishment of the plantation. Under very exceptional circumstances where these are not at all available, an alternative may be resorted to by growing nursery raised plants and transplanting them into the main field. Land preparation for rain-fed mulberry garden. Generally, pit system of planting with wider spacing should be adopted for rain-fed mulberry garden. Therefore, for planting of mulberry under rain-fed condition, pits should be dug at a spacing of 3 feet into 3 feet. The pits should be of the size of 35 centimeter into 35 centimeters and at least 35 centimeters deep. These pits are filled with soil, preferably mixed with some cattle manure in the pits. The cuttings or rooted saplings are planted. In India, mulberry is propagated through stem cutting because of the distinct advantages like speedy multiplication of parents, maintenance of the desired characters of the plant. However, in Jammu and Kashmir, where improved varieties of mulberry are being cultivated, root grafting is a popular method of mulberry multiplication. In Karnataka, planting material is obtained from stem cutting of 1-year-old plant for preparing cuttings. The stem is cut into pieces about 22 to 24 cm long and having 3 to 4 active buds. The ends of the cutting should be oblique cut. In Karnataka and West Bengal, the normal practice is by planting stem cuttings directly into the field. Sometimes, if the field is not ready for planting, it is necessary to preserve the cuttings in sand bed under shade for about a week before planting. In certain cases, the cuttings are planted in especially prepared nursery beds with a close spacing of 6 to 8 centimeters and transplanted after a couple of months. This method has advantages over the system of direct planting, where the incidence of failed pits in the mulberry plantation is more. Suitable mulberry varieties: Kandwa 2, S36, S54, DD, S13, S41, S34 and Victoria 1 varieties are recommended for establishment of mulberry garden. Kandwa 2. It belongs to the Morus indica and it has a diploid number of chromosomes, means 2n is equal to 28 in their somatic cells. Widely cultivated in South India after it was recommended for cultivation by Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Mysore. Selection from natural population of Mysore local variety. It yields 30 to 35 tons of leaf per hectare per year under irrigated condition. Resistant to leaf spot, moderately resistant to leaf rust and powdery mildew. High rooting ability, means 80%, and wide adaptability. Variety S36. It belongs to Morus indica. It revealed aneuploid chromosome numbers, means 2n is equal to 30 in their somatic cells. It is evolved from Berhampur local by chemical mutagenesis at CSR and TI Mysore. Cultivated in South India, moderate rooting ability, it yields 38 to 45 tons of leaf per hectare per year under assured irrigated condition of South India. Moisture content is 76%. It tolerates to leaf spot and powdery mildew diseases. Moderately susceptible to leaf rust and to Thukra infestation. Most suited to young age silkworm rearing. Saplings plantation recommended because of moderate rooting ability. Variety S54. It belongs to Morus indica. It is developed at CSR and TI Mysore. It is selected from Berhampur local by chemical mutagenesis, means EMS. It revealed diploid chromosome number, means 2n is equal to 28 in their somatic cells. It is recommended for assured irrigated condition of South India. It yields about 40 to 45 tons of leaf per hectare per year under assured irrigated condition. Highly responsive to agronomical input. Moisture content of leaf is 70.5%. Moderately resistant to powdery mildew, leaf rust and leaf spot diseases. It has good rooting ability. Variety DD. It is selected from natural population of Dehradun variety recommended by Karnataka State Sericulture Research and Development Institute, Talgatpura, Bangalore, means KSSR and DI. It revealed diploid chromosome numbers, means 2n is equal to 28 in their somatic cells. Recommended for South India. It yields 35 to 40 tons of leaf per hectare per year under assured irrigated condition. Variety V1. It belongs to Morus indica, recently developed from a cross fertilization of S30 and Berhampur. 776 odd CSRNTI Mysore. It is recommended for irrigated condition. It yields about 70 tons of leaf per hectare per year under assured irrigation condition. It has a very high sprouting moisture content. It is a 78.9% and 72.5% in young and mature leaves respectively. Protein content is 24.6% and total sugar content is 16.98%. Moderately resistant to leaf rust, tucra infestation and leaf spot diseases. Quick sprouting ability and very high rooting ability. High photosynthetic rate and higher water use efficiency are additional advantages. Moreover, leaves are suitable for both young age and late age silkworm rearing. Variety S41. It belongs to Morus indica. It revealed triploid chromosome numbers, means 2n is equal to 42 in their somatic cells. It is evolved from Berhampur local by chemical mutagenesis as CSRNTI Mysore. Cultivated in South India. Moderate rooting ability. It yields 35 to 40 tons of leaf per hectare per year under assured irrigated condition of South India. Moisture content is 74%. It tolerant to leaf spot and powdery mildew diseases. Moderately susceptible to leaf rust and to tucra infestation. Most suited to young age silkworm rearing. Sapling plantation recommended because of moderate rooting ability. Variety S13. It belongs to Morus indica. It is selected from open pollinated hybrid of Kanava 2. It is recommended for rain-fed areas of South India. It revealed diploid chromosome numbers of 2n is equal to 28 in their somatic cells. It yields 12 to 15 tons of leaf per hectare per year under rain-fed condition depending upon rainfall. Moisture content is 70.6%. Resistant to leaf spot and powdery mildew diseases, moderately resistant to leaf rust and tucra infestation. Variety S34. It belongs to Morus indica. It is selected from progeny of S30 into Berhampur 776. It recommended for rain-fed areas with black cotton soils of South India. It exhibited diploid chromosome numbers 2n is equal to 28 in their somatic cells. Under rain-fed condition yields about 15 tons of leaf per hectare per year. Moisture content is 70%. Resistant to powdery mildew and leaf rust diseases. Moderately resistant to leaf spot and susceptible to tucra infestation. Preparation of cuttings. Plants selected for preparation of cuttings must be healthy and free from scale insect, tucra infestation, etc. The shoots should be 6 to 9 months old and should have attained a thickness of 10 to 15 millimeters in diameter. The lower portion is stout, tender and green. Upper portion of the shoots are not to be fit for cuttings. The middle portion of the uniform thickness must be used. Cuttings for rising 3 to 4 months old saplings are prepared, 15 to 20 centimeter long with 3 to 4 healthy buds. For rising of 6 to 9 months old saplings, cuttings are made about 25 centimeter size. Sharp knife must be used to get clean cut ends without damaging the bark. Transportation and sorting of cuttings. Cuttings are to be planted immediately after preparation. Due to unavoidable circumstances, if mulberry cuttings had to be transported over long distance or stored for 2 to 3 days, the same should be done carefully so that the cutting do not dry. Keep the cuttings in wet gunny cloth if they are not planted immediately after preparation. Dressed shoots are preferred for transportation more than whole shoots or stems as such, as the volume can be reduced considerably. than prepared cuttings which dry too fast. Dressed shoots are transported during cooler hours, especially during night or long distance. Prepared cuttings, if required to be stored, should be bundled with all bunds in one direction and kept in wet sand bed with the butts pointing upwards under shade. It can be covered with a thin layer of hay. The sand bed and hay covering must be sprinkled with water daily to avoid dying of cuttings. Cuttings can be stored this way for 2 to 3 days. Sometimes the saplings transported from other regions become dried. In such a cases, the saplings are first kept dipped in water for 1 day and then planted. While planting the saplings, one should be aware of the special characteristics of the varieties being used and to judge whether or not the particular sapling has the desirable feature, and also one should confirm that the saplings are free from any infection. Types of planting. Pit system of planting. In Karnataka and West Bengal, mulberry mostly raised ash bush. Pit system with a wider spacing 90 into 90 centimeter is adopted in a rain-fed area. Distance between the rows in 90 centimeters. Each pit should be filled with rooting mixture containing red earth, sand and manure in 1:1:1 ratio. 3 cuttings should be planted in a pit 6 inches between the cuttings. The pit size should be 36 into 36 into 36 centimeters. 30 to 40,000 of pits can be made in 1 acre of mulberry garden. Distance between the 2 pits is 90 centimeters. Row system of planting. The place where the planting is to be carried out is leveled. The furrows are made after deciding the direction of the furrows and the distance between them. In irrigated area, row system of planting with closer spacing is adopted. In prepared land, ridges and furrows are made at a distance of 60 centimeter into 60 centimeters in the direction of the furrows in south-north. This is so have better sunlight for the plants. However, depending upon the condition of the ground at a time, it is necessary to change the direction suited for this purpose. For example, in place where the ground gets easily damaged by water, the direction of the furrow has to be determined after carefully considering the drainage. Again, in the case of slopes, the direction of the furrow should be parallel to the slope from top to bottom. On either side of the ridges, 2 cuttings are planted at a distance of 23 centimeters between cuttings. In this method, 72 to 80,000 of cuttings are planted in 1 acre of mulberry garden. It may be noted that there is only one irrigation channel for every 2 rows of mulberry plants. This helps in both saving and more effective use of the irrigation water. Kolar system of planting. In some parts of Karnataka, particularly in Kolar area, where intensive cultivation of mulberry is practiced with heavy manuring and irrigation, cluster spacing is adopted. This traditional system of cultivation is called Kolar system of cultivation. In this method, 2 feet distance is maintained between the 2 rows, but along the rows between the plants very narrow spacing of 10 to 15 centimeters. Distance between 2 ridges is 60 centimeters and size of the furrow is 60 centimeters. Strip system of planting. In some part of West Bengal where the rainfall is heavy and hence for conserving a heavy soil erosion in the field, strip system is practiced. In this method, spacing of 0.6 meter is retained between each strip. In each strip, 2 to 3 rows of cuttings are planted at a distance of 0.15 centimeters between the cuttings. Linear plantation. In Jammu and Kashmir, usually trees are raised in line and block plantation. In linear plantation system, mulberry trees are cultivated usually on roadsides, riverbank, channels and border of agricultural crops, maintaining 2 to 4 meters between each and every plant. Whereas in block plantation, usual spacing of 4 to 5 meters in either direction will be maintained. Method of planting. The furrows and pits are dug more than 30 centimeter deep. Manure is put at the bottom of the furrow or pit. In the case of sapling, are planted after removing the roots, but it is not advisable to cut too much of these roots. Only the particularly long roots should be made shorter. Manure is spread and mixed, over which soil is added and threshed. The saplings are then placed with the roots well spread and fine soil is put over the roots. Saplings is thus fixed or planted into the soil. After planting, in the case of spring planting, the sapling is cut at the level of the fourth bud, and in case of autumn planting, the saplings are left undisturbed. At times, in the case of autumn planting, the saplings are cut at a height of 30 centimeter above the ground level. The next spring, before budding, the plant is cut, leaving behind the 3 or 4 bud.